my friends, we are about to dive into episode 15 of Assassination Classroom. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is that, I mean, it was such a twist. I was like, what? It literally, for me, came out left field. Now it's probably, again, one of those things, if I go back and you watch, I'm like, okay, there are the Easter eggs. But, again, it was just kind of like, what? What's happening? Uh-huh. And it's kind of like there's another twist in, if you've ever watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in season 1, there's a huge twist near the end of the first season. This feels like that. I was like, wait, what? What just happened? What? It just felt out of nowhere, but then when you go back and look at it, and then when you kind of get the idea of like, okay, yeah, okay, I can see how the person might be like that, but it was just a huge twist for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as well as for one of the biggest twists for the TV show, that it was just like, where did this come from? But also, when going back, you're like, okay, now it makes sense. That's really all I've got to say. I'm trying to do my best to get as far as I can in recording, which is not, actually, I've not gotten very far, if any, ahead in recording anything. It's just being sort of insane, especially since I had to work on Sunday, so I'm just like catching up. I'm actually, oddly enough, for the most part, I'm pretty packed up, even though I'm not leaving for another week, because most of the clothes I'll be wearing are clothes that I don't get to wear all the time, because I'm either in the gym, at work, or home, and some of the other clothes are just, yeah, I don't like to wear very often. And oddly enough, I ended up cleaning out quite a few, not a ton of clothes, but some clothes from my closet, as well as my drawers. I was like, oh, I never wear this. I never feel the desire to wear this. I never go anywhere where I can wear this. I'm getting rid of this. I'm donating it. So it's been an interesting packing thing. So hopefully I can get a little bit ahead in terms of recording. We'll see how that happens. Anyway, without further ado, if you're watching on... Oh, one more thing I am might start playing with, I don't know, we'll see how that happens, is I might start pausing a bit more throughout the episodes. I think this episode is the one I'm going to give it a whirl and see, when I really feel that desire to, oh my gosh, pause, what? I'm going to just try that out. So I just want to give you guys, no, there's still going to be a follow along, there's going to be a countdown timer, but I am going to pause just a little bit more, not very often. Try not to, just that way, my brain can catch up and, I don't know, play around with a bit more. So without further ado, let's dive in. You should be watching. God. It's always so loud, every time. So, okay, so we established that she's transferring her overheated body into the tentacles. It's very clear that those tentacles have some weird consciousness of their own somehow, which means they probably stole it from something. And it screws with people's minds. It's weird. So he can see that even though the tentacles are saying kill him, she wants to die. She needs help. Ho ho! We've officially kicked off the final season. New intro. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Oh no, we foreshadowing some sadness here. Because there's a couple of moments where they're like kind of sad and sitting in class like they don't know what to do. Oh! We can see when he was human. Oh, he kind of handsome when he was human. Ooh. So either we're seeing images of him after I'm assuming he's going to die by the end, or before he even shows up. You know what actually is funny when you read the lyrics? You're just like, actually there's some nice depth to them. It's always funny when English just like pops into like some of these songs. This time, this one works out really, really well, which shows that people who are writing this actually have a good understanding. Whatever, it's not important. 86 days to Core Sensei's deadline. Oh my gosh. That's gonna speed up fast. Is that a year countdown? And I'm assuming then he will die by the end of this series. That's great. I mean, you kind of assume this, but... yeah. I love how the students can pick on that, but they know. Oh, it's just his face. Nifty. Yeah, it's gonna be hard though. It's very different than our other young man. Gosh. So they gotta de-escalate the situation somehow. Yeah, they were able to do so. That's gonna hurt. One of you had to make Keanu forget. So he's trusting his students right now. The stakes are high. Yeah, so she's focused on him, which means she's not focused on them. So they've got to figure out a way. It's gotta be Nagisa, because Nagisa and her were close. As close as they could be. With her lying all the time. That's pretty equal. Oh, after image disappeared. No, it won't. It won't at all. Yeah. Come on, think. Oh, my glasses. I'm having a hard time seeing some of this stuff. Ooh, is it one we haven't seen before? Oh, right there. Ooh. Oh, that's not good. Both tentacles. Even her. What is he gonna do? I have a theory. I'm gonna see if it's gonna come through true or not. Yes, I knew it! I knew he was gonna kiss her. What's with the little hits? Dang, he's like really kissing her. I was thinking about that. I was like, you know what? I think it's the one. Jeez, he's really kissing her. What's with all these hits? This is really. It's a little weird, guys. everything goes silent. I wasn't expecting that. Hmm. I know, I saw them getting pictures. Why would they do like that with him? Uh-huh. And that 10-second hits. Oh my gosh, this is so weird. Oh, he's still not doing good. He did actually get hit to the heart. Ooh, that wasn't very quick of him. Mm. Sorry. It's okay. Now I will pause real quick. Before the halfway point. I'm trying to focus on how serious it is, but also I'm just thinking about the whole weird the French kissing thing, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, my head went back on that, and I'm like, okay. Again, this show does do a very good job balancing like serious moments like that. It's like, oh my gosh, these ridiculous folks. I was like, what are these hits? And but yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, wait a minute, there's only one person's techniques he's never done, and that would be Irina's techniques. And I was like, I bet he's gonna kiss her. She totally does like him. I think she totally does, for sure. And it happened. I was like, oh okay. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's like really kissing her. And then my brain was like, I know we're in a serious moment. My brain would just went back to that, and I was like, how ridiculous this show is. Oh my gosh. But at least she's okay now. Well, for now, her body's okay. Mm. Oh, we actually didn't see his face? Dang. Who is he? He's the guy responsible for making him. He's got a fierce look. 2.0. Oh no. And he's going to be the next Kodo sensei. Again, it's just like with Arena, you know, they're all like kind of mad or irritated, but they're also really care about each other. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Ooh. Jeez. Plain old revenge. Yeah, they have. I've used it. Yeah, it could have been all on act. There are some really sweet, great moments. Hmm. Yeah, they are for sure know that. sweetie. Probably acting for that long all the time is exhausting. Behave. Ooh, this is gonna be rough. They really, really have created quite the bond, and they've all changed each other. Pretty good. He was the original Reaper? Ooh. That's dark. Up until 2 years ago, he was the Reaper. Dang. Assassination Classroom, final season. We're halfway through the episode. But dang, I did not know that he was the Reaper. That was also another surprise. So he was the original Reaper. So then the black shadow we've seen in the background was Koro Sensei as a human. So he taught the, I don't know, call him Red Skull, the new Reaper, Red Skull, how to be the assassin he was. And I bet the teacher changed him for the better. Cool beans. I like a good redemption. Here. Jeez, a lot of blood on your hands. It's a lot of people. That is so much blood on his hand. So they must have... So they arrested him. They grabbed him. And so, why does he look so weird like that? Sorry, he just... Versus all the other characters, he looks really, really weird. So they captured him and decided to use him as a guinea pig. And they did that actually with a lot of prisoners. Not a lot, but yeah, sometimes they would do that with prisoners. Use them as guinea pigs. I think so. I'm assuming there's some truth to that. And that's our teacher. I'll die. Duh. See, he wanted to use her, but she's a darn genuine. Really crappy tasting shirts, that's right. She changed him. Oh gosh. You know, his Japanese accent sounds slightly different than the others. Usually don't pick up on that, but I don't know if it's his voice or if it's just he's from a different part of Japan. But he just sounds like a slight differentiation in his pronunciation versus the others. Dang. This is quite an episode. I get again, they're not just dorky, but they're just bad shirts. He was a big fan of Jerky for this. Oh. Gosh, he's an evil dude. He's a real he was Shiro, which is out he's a real evil dude. He uses everybody, kids, anything. He doesn't care who dies. Dang. That's just a lot. That sounds like a lot. He does not respect him. So he wants us to succeed so he can destroy them. Dang. So he was like, I want this to succeed so I can destroy them. She's such a sweetheart, but she's also a pushover, which kind of explains why the E-Class it wasn't doing very well. Oh, he's reading him just like, Dang. He's reading him just like, we saw Nagi-san can. He used the glass and the sounds. He just starts to genuinely like her. Well, he would have to be good at everything, especially, he would be great at quadratics because of, like, angles of gunshots and blah, 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 all that. Of course he would be great at it. Oh, but then he just, as he mentioned, he can play a teacher. Our Red Skull guy. Oh, now I get our answer. He actually literally betrayed him. He goes back to that kind of vague face, though. Whoa. Wow. So he was his apprentice, but he turned against him so he could gain his reputation for his own. And pretty much crafted him to almost being the Reaper. But, as we kind of seen again, he has a lot of skills, but he also probably didn't have every skill that he had. And I guess for money reasons, he decided to give him up so that way he could, for money reasons. Probably that's what it comes down to. It always comes down to that. But he missed it. No loyalty, you know? He's got quite interesting eyebrows. That's new? Oh, he was shocked. That's why he's able to do a lot of what he can do. That's why how he destroyed the moon. Except for sisters, you prat. That's why he flew all the way to the moon. He had this overabundance of energy, didn't want to destroy the Earth and our students on there. So he decides to, boom, take off and ends up destroying part of the moon. Ooh. That's a lot. Blood he's throwing up. Ooh. The look in her eyes reminded me of Keanu. Kind of this focus here. This kind of determination. But there's something else going on. Ah, he sees it in her eyes. And he learns to do that to his students, with his students too. Ooh, oh, we're reaching the end of the episode, aren't we? The happiness of being seen. That's why he tries so hard to actually see students. Oh. So she only had her students for 2 weeks before. Dang. So the principal probably hired her because she's a pushover and not that strong of a teacher for Class 3E purposefully to keep them kind of stupid. She's a teacher, but maybe not that good of a teacher. Not too much confidence in her either. Maybe he instills some confidence in her. And then she gets this new Class 3A, which is all of her familiar faces. And then 2 weeks later, it all goes to pot. I really think he then must have known that all his energy was building up inside of him, decided to take off so he wouldn't destroy the Earth. So I'm curious to see if there's another buildup of energy that he's been holding back this whole time. Kind of like like a half-life of an atom or chemical compound, or the half-life. Yes, I'm sorry, the half-life of an atom, or like with carbon and stuff. Everything decays pretty much. So because of the manipulation of him, he's probably undergoing a decay of his own. And so, but it's kind of a weird exponential one. I don't know. It's there's a lot for me to trying to wrap my head around, but he's kind of a handsome dude a little bit. Betrayed by his student, who she says maybe he wanted to be seen, but someone who changes their face maybe doesn't want to be seen. So I think he just wanted to use him for his reputation. She, however, actually began to see him. He started to really enjoy her company and her presence and all that she is. And then, yeah, she had that was it must have been an arranged engagement, because that man is absolutely awful. That is he's actually abusive. He is horrible to her. I can't really think of anything else to say. Usually I do like my review part, but I can't think of too much else to say. This was a fun, solid episode. That kiss threw me off, but right before he did, I was like, I bet he's gonna kiss her, because she kind of actually does like him. So and then it was kind of funny to see, and Arena's action was funny because again Nagisa never hadn't utilized pretty much most of anything that Arena taught until then. The points, I guess, the hits which are just very weird. Okay, but I guess that was Arena keeping count. And then of course Karma and I'm forgetting her name, the other blonde, who are clearly like really adore him and like him a lot. Are his good friends, but also they're also jerks that are like, hey, dress up as a girl and just stuff like that. And so they took pictures of that, and just like that was not the time. So again, this show does, despite the clunkiness of season 1, the show really does a good job of balancing the serious, intense moments of Koro Sensei almost literally dying, and the uncomfortable awkwardness the show can literally loves to lean into. So that was kind of interesting. And then of course all of them at the same time are just critiquing him still, which is like, oh gosh. So this episode was kind of funny, but it also first half of the episode was meant to resolve what had happened in season 2, and then of course the second half of this episode is meant to kick us off to what is going on with the rest of the season. And I really enjoy that. You see that a lot of animes, and I like that a lot also with TV shows. They don't always pull it off very well, but I think I see this more so with animes, is that when they have multiple seasons, sometimes, depending on how the last season ended, the first episode of the season brings a closure to what we've experienced previous season and kicks off what we are to really experience and dive into the rest of the season. You don't always get that. Sometimes that's more of a mid-season finale thing, which I guess kind of technically this is, because it's listed under as season 2 still. But anyway, this was a fun episode. I am playing right now with my settings. The El Greco filter was just not working out. A lot of times, sometimes it would look really great, sometimes it would look like utter garbage. So I'm just kind of playing with the generic settings of saturation and color and all of that. So I think I found one that I might like. Just let me know how this looks to you. Do you like how it looks right now? And did you not really care? Did you not notice? Do you think it's way better than the El Greco that we've experienced the past couple reactions? I think it is. But just let me know. And then, of course, I'll do my best to get a little bit ahead. Eventually, you will see a change in settings. And that's, obviously, I'll be in New York by then. But thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, share with your enemies, and I'll see you next time.